So I'm going to try this one more time. I'm going to see if I can stay focused on this. If you've watched any of the earlier videos, you know why the desk looks like it does. I do have a couple books, you know, the Bible and this one. It does look messy, but there's a reason for that. That's because I'm a slob. Because I may be a slob to some degree, but no, there's other reasons. And I will not go into that. I will try to focus on the browser itself. Now this, let me get my only surviving set of glasses. They like to get rid of those, knowing that I can't see that well. So, yeah. Anyway, that's part of the something else. So let's stick with the browser. I recompiled this a couple years ago. Here, I got a Visual Basic disk I got off of eBay, but it didn't work right. But I didn't know how badly I was hacked. My PC is hacked. My iPhone is hacked. My cameras are hacked. I have it turned off now because what's the sense of having it on if it's hacked while I'm here, especially while I'm here, you know. It's kind of cold now because I haven't been using the heat because I'm kind of, you know, living in poverty, so that's today's date. Now this is a page I made, and this Wayback Machine is quite handy, and I'll show you why, because I didn't get the original, and I made a sound file. Now some of these sound files and other files will load correctly because I used the Wayback Machine on my old Angel Fire site, and I didn't know it was still there, but the download on my old .com I had in the early 2000s is still in existence in the Wayback. So it's still on the net somewhere, obviously. And I downloaded the executable and installed it, and I'll show you here in a few minutes about that. But since these calls are still the same and I haven't changed them, you can see differences like this. That no longer exists at TSU. That doesn't exist anymore, but it did a few years ago. And I'll show you stuff like this. I'm just going to take my time. Now this has been there since 97. I started doing this in 97. That's where this sound file is not completely correct, because I said here I made it for XP and ME or whatever, and I did at that time because that was in 2003. I was living in a guy's garage, and hey, it's getting kind of warm in here. I haven't used the heat yet, but for some reason I'm getting warm. I could guess why, but anyway, if I don't get too stupid, I'm gonna have to shed some clothes here, I guess. It is getting hot. Probably coming up under the wall and through the floor, like usual. Well, it saves me money on a heating bill, right? Plus I get gassed and become stupid, so if I start saying things that don't make a lot of sense, or you'll know why. Human sex traffickers. What a crazy world, right? Anyway, where was I? Okay. So, yeah, this came in really handy. I installed the original one, and for some reason, I don't know if it's because I'm hacked or what, but down here, it doesn't show all the programs. It shows a few, a handful, and it stops right here, and I can't add any more programs to this. This is Windows 11, and this is the one I'm in now. That's my hunt icon I made for the browser itself years ago, decades ago. I made this originally between 1997 and 2000, and then when I was living on a place on 3rd Street in Columbus, Indiana, yeah, the same town Pence was born in, that used to be the vice president before this one, before Cammie, and same town him and I born in, but a year apart. He's a year older than me. Completely different lives, completely different. I'm sidetracking again, try to focus. Anyway, this sound file I'm about to play does work now because it's in the correct folder, and I have not changed the calls. I recompiled this with bits and pieces of Visual Basic 6 in 2015, I think it was, which is when I added things like this and took some things out and changed the chats. I'm going to take my time. This is probably going to be a very long video because I feel yeah, it's getting warm in here. That's not a good sign. So like I said, I could start getting absent-minded or foobarred here mentally in a little bit. Not too much I can do about that. Let's play it, and I think it says I made it for ME and XP. That was when I recompiled it in 2003. I was living in a guy's garage in Hope, Indiana at that time with my couple little new Guinea Singing dogs that I had back then. which back then I think still today might be the rarest breeds of dog in the world. I think the Tahltan bear dog was pretty rare, that canine, that little canine that lived in Alaska, the native dog, but it has since expired, which I think is a terrible shame to let things like that die out, especially when mankind had plenty of resources to save animals like that. Anyway, that's in the past, and this is now. So when I play this sound file, know that when I recompiled this in 2015 and a couple years ago here, that, well, I couldn't even get it to recompile correctly. I had to add things. There's a thing called a list file you have to utilize, and I type with 2 fingers. I'm done coding. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. I'm just going to show you stuff here. This is mainly just because 1 or 2 people, the criminals, watch these. 1 or 2 people in the world maybe, and maybe my kids one day might see it. And other than that, there's no other reason for me to do this. I was going to give it away. I tried to give it away for free, and I did. And a lot of these people that made their programs, I incorporated those and recompiled them all and put them in the executable to wrap it into one executable. And I even put in the VB run libraries, which at that time, in Windows 95 originally, like I said, just listen to this. Well, I still got to focus before I forget because I feel it now. It's making me kind of dumb. Let's listen to the sound file I made, and I made this probably in 2003 in the garage. I was living in there.
You are using the Wolf4 Browser,
originally
made for Windows Millennium. I have updated it for XP, 2000, and NT. Enjoy it.
No, actually, I originally made it in Windows
95. You are using the Wolf4 Browser.
I originally made it for Windows 95, and then 98, and then 98 second edition. But this was a few years later. I'd been homeless after living on 3rd Street there in Columbus, Indiana for a few years, and that wasn't quite correct. It was close. At that time, it was accurate. At that day that I made it in the garage, I did recompile it, make it, and put things in for VB or for ME and XP. I think one of the main changes with XP was they took most of the. Now this, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me. But I'm sure since hardly anybody who watches these videos, nobody even really gives 2 shits in hell about it. But one of the major changes they made, I noticed back then, was when they put most of the operational files, DLLs, OCX files, dynamic linking libraries, and whatnot, that was in the Windows System folder. They changed it and put most of them, the majority, if not all of them, I don't remember, it's been a long time ago, into the Windows System 32 folder, which I think they still exist in today, which is more of an NT-like interface. I could tell you a lot more things I did back then, but I only used 2 fingers to type with, and so, yeah, I actually tested out a typing class once. That's something that when I tried to go get a degree for this browser, and my teacher didn't even know how I built it. Let's look at some of the new things. Well, let's just since the toolbar doesn't operate correctly, and I told Microsoft about it, but I'm just 1 in millions, so they've probably never even seen it. I don't know if I should minimize this or actually turn it off, because you'll see why I wanted to recompile it. Here's one of the major reasons, and let's just go, because this one, oh, I still have it up. This is the original one, and I only have 1 link saved in my den sites, and that's the original site there. Now here's why I got this. Let's see if it does if I minimize it and bring it back up. Let's see what it does. Because originally back then, they had been phasing out Mosaic browser, and I never really used Mosaic. I mean, I used that and a few others, but not that much. Mainly it was Internet Explorer and Netscape back at that time. So I had to incorporate different types of, I think, WAV files and make different calls for them so that either browser that looked, and I even did this cool color thing here, so the site would read the color and see the nice side toolbar. But that's been decades ago. But this way, if you had an Internet Explorer browser or a Netscape browser, which at that time were the 2 main browsers, I think, it would play the sound files. Now let's see if I minimize it and bring it up, what happens. I don't know if it'll do it. Let's do a refresh. There's Timber eating a chunk of deer ribs. See if I mouse across. This is the original one. This has not been altered. I have not recompiled this one since 2003. This is the one I got on the Wayback Machine. Oh, let me sidetrack just for a moment. You'll see the stuff is different. See, there's no TSU. Diagnostics is just the original things. No, I built this one. I built this port scanner myself. did not build this. I think he actually might have gotten mad, but it didn't work. I had to recompile it. It's a really cool program. It has a finger, a ping, a who is, stuff like that. You can just, but anyway, that's, this was mine I built. That's Timber's face again. I think Windows port scans. Yep, 65,530 ports. I don't know what it is today. That's what it was then. You scan it and tells you what's open, what's being used. Standard ports, some not so standard. Yeah. Stop, close. Don't want to crash the browser. Anyway, a lot of these things still work in the other browser as well as this one. Now watch this though. Oh, here's the difference here. Here's one of the differences. This was the way it originally was. And Alive was, let me rest my elbow here. Alive was an old program that, I went and actually looked at Xenu. Xenu links, checks the links on your page. Where is Xenu at? I bet it's in diagnostics. Is it in diagnostics? Website analyzer here. McAfee looks at Xenu as a virus, which it's not. It just checks code. It checks the code of a web page, and I'm not going to show you how it works. But I installed that directly, wrapped it in the executable when I built this. Because, you know, I figured my main concern was making the toolbar original and writing the code to make things operate. Like with the way, I'm going to ramble, it's okay. The way I save my favorites, for instance. Opened insights, they're open now, you see that. Now when I close this, that will disappear. Now I'm going to hit close. This is the original browser from 2003, but I only recompiled it to make it work in XP and ME. Actually, remember, I made this originally in Windows 95, then Windows 98, then Windows 98 second edition. And I don't think ME even lasted that long. What was it, 6 or 8 months or something like that? Then, well, there's reasons. Oh, I remember ME. One of the reasons, I think, just my personal opinion, this wasn't widespread knowledge, but it kept making, what was it, a system backup, and it kept growing the file and growing it. It's a hidden file. So unless you had your hidden file showing, you would never know that your computer quit functioning because it built up huge amounts of data in the backup and restore files, which I forget what they were exactly, but that's why your computer would shut off. It would have no more room for data, and you wouldn't know that. It wouldn't show it visually on the surface if you're looking, say, if you're just looking in your C drive, like I clicked that. Now that's something I haven't changed. See, it still opens your C drive. You can go anywhere you want in this old browser. This was over 2 decades ago. My browser is better than any browser out there on the internet. Anywhere. Bar none. That is true. Now, go back to where I was with this. But see, here I only have one den site saved in this one. And the other one, the newer one here, I have several den sites saved. Now, if I click this, it'll bring out this one, which is the one I recompiled. Tried to recompile it again a couple years ago here in this apartment, not realizing how it was hacked. So I don't see this. This is one of the reasons I wanted to recompile it right here. That is the exact reason I wanted to recompile it. So let's just do this and then go to this page I made if I have enough time. I'll go to the search page I made, which is here now. I won't get those annoying script errors anymore. And this is not a complete search. I mean, I can make this a lot more complete because if you see my searches, you know, and say if you're using, and my favorites, they got these people that hacked my system. They deleted my bank accounts a few months ago and a lot of other stuff. But my favorites are huge if it works. Why is it? Now my favorites are huge, and my searches are huge. I probably have searches that some of you people have never seen, and that's just. And then all my other stuff that hasn't been deleted. I'm not going to show you, but anyway, trust me, my favorites are huge. I just need to close this. I don't know why stuff is hanging. Stuff's being stopped. It's not working correctly. It should turn off. I don't know why it's doing that. I could guess it's because of being hacked, but I need to see some way to turn this off, and right now it's not operating, so. Usually you'll get an error, and oh, it just corrected itself. Well, let's close it because I'm not using it. Why did that pop up? I never touched it. Huh. Anyway, back to my browser again. And this at the time also was quicker than any others. And oh, I made and these chats, this is the new one, right? These chats are different. I don't know how I could go back and, oh, I do. It opens up in a minimized window here. That's a picture of me. And the chats I used to have, these were the original chats I used to have. This one's cool, ManyChat. I kept. I deleted it. There were several others, and I deleted them. I kept these. ICQ. I don't even know if that exists anymore, but I wouldn't trust it today. Even back then, it was iffy. I know what to do. I can do this, minimize this, and then close this, and look at the chats here on the old one, the original. I bet it's different. It looks the same. See? Let's see. And that's a wolf head. See, I made the cursor a wolf head. It looks the same. Nope, it has one more chat, audio VChat 1, that I decided I didn't need, I guess. Anyway, that's one of the changes. But I was going to show you den sites. Let's do that. Let's go to the den sites here. Den sites are open. Now watch right there, the arrow, which is this den site. Close. Boom, it's gone. Now there's my, if you want to go to the Wayback Machine and download the browser, you can. You can't do shit with it, really. I mean, you can maybe decompile it if you want. Try to reverse engineer it. I don't know why you would, because the old browser I don't even remember. The old browser control, CVW, I'd have to look it up. I don't, it's been decades ago. And I've been damaged a lot since then. And here is no exception. I've been damaged here too. And when I say damaged, I mean mentally, chemically, beyond my control. Yeah, I made this. That was Jerky. That was Timber with a big chunk of ice in his mouth. Those are actually the wolves I used here for the search. Timber's eyes, Timber's face for home. I used to have a .com, Timber chewing on ribs. This is before I had Claw. Claw was my black British Columbian wolf. And then Timber's head forward and backward. And the links, of course, you can go to the links and different stuff. So if you want to get the chats back up, and I had, I know I wanted to show you how the Netscape and Internet Explorer browsers both work. And I think the only way I can do that is, let's close all these browsers. And I'll have to actually bring it up. I'm going to have to look at Tasmanian Devil. It's so cool. The only way to do that, I think, is to go in, and I could use File Explorer, but I think I'll use this one. This is a better one. I like this one better. So let's go in. And I like this to install in program files, not program files x86. I'm letting it go to the original folder I had it installed in, because I just like it. I like it better to go and yeah, you're looking at my personal stuff. It doesn't matter because I'm being food barred so much anyway. Oh, stuff isn't working like it should. Yeah, you're seeing into my personal life here, and you think I care? As much damage is being done to me and things that are being done to me, why should I care? Here, Wolf4. This is why stuff works in the new browser now. Because the stuff is in here and the calls go to it. There's a sound I could change. That's my last name. I could change that. Oh, I don't need to go here. You know, I could just click on that and open it. I can't. I'll do it this time. Yes. I'll just do that. Oh, darn it. I don't need that open. Huh. See, that's why I wanted to recompile it. That's the only reason. But like I said, now I wouldn't trust the old executable. It's not safe. And most of the newer sites won't even recognize it. If you'll see, if I go to different sites here, it won't even. You know, I don't have that here. I don't have that search to go to because I just don't have it. See, it doesn't go to the same search as this new one does down here. See, I can go here and go to search, and if I can do it before the stupid script errors, you can go to this page and then it's saved, see? And it no longer gives you the script errors. But some of the differences are, like this still works in both browsers. After all these years, this still works in both browsers, oddly enough. And it should be popping right up somewhere. I mean, I'm saying it even has the date and time on my browser. Always did since I built it. I thought that would pop up. I don't know why it's not. There it is. I must have didn't read the click correctly. But yeah, after all these years, it's still doing that. And it should. Let's do it like this. And this is the original browser, compiled in 2003. See? But now, let me show you some differences. This may be a different thing here. Opens and minimize the bottom of the screen. It doesn't. So it goes to a different call I made. This is cool. I mean, this is a good interface. This is on both. So maybe I'd switch back and forth like that. Yeah, it's the same. Interesting. So let's try this. System properties. Things are basically, now this is like your God mode, which a lot of people aren't even aware of exists in your Windows system today. This is not from ages ago, this is current. Now let's see if that's the same on the old browser. If I can bring the old browser back. It's not, see, it does, this toolbar doesn't work correctly. I'm limited. This toolbar is limited. I don't know if it's because I'm hacked or if it's because, I don't know why. Now, how do I get it back? If it's not showing it here, I can't very well click on it. Now I know it's still open somewhere. Damn it. This is so irritating. So I can't go back and forth, but I can go here. All apps. It should be down here. Yeah, there. This is the new one. Yes. Now it's probably got 2 instances open. Let's minimize it and see if there's 2. No, I'm not seeing 2. I don't know what happened there. Maybe a closed one. Anyway, what I was wanting to do, I can't go to search because it's no good. This is the original one, so it's going to go here and stop. But anyway, let's check it out here and see what it does. I'm seeing nothing. The call's not working. Now in the new browser, you know what it does. It puts you in the God mode. You can go anywhere in your Windows system. And I don't want to bring it up again unless I try this. Let's try to minimize this. And then bring this one up. And then do this. See? Yeah. That's pretty cool. That's the newer compile, which I'd like to finish this one day, but I don't code anymore. This browser control is outdated. If I used a different browser control, maybe. No, but Visual Basic 6 is no longer supported. I type with 2 fingers. I'm trapped by human sex traffickers here in this apartment. No, I'm hacked. PC is hacked. iPhone's hacked. Cameras are hacked. No sense in it. Not doing it. Nope, I'd rather just play guitar. I haven't done that for a couple days since I made that last video. A little quickie. Now these should all still work. This is C drive. It should work on both the same. I'm not going to go double check it on both. I showed you that a little while ago. But this was for old... I changed this in the new one to this. I made it go to a page so you could have Yahoo Mail or Gmail. But now in the original one... it's working now. I can do this. In the original one, it did this. It went to Outlook, I think, or this one went to Outlook Mail, this one went to Outlook Express, which it no longer does. It no longer exists, so it won't go anywhere. That call no longer functions because what it was called to go to no longer exists. But here it does. Here it goes to that page I made in 2015 is when I redid that, and it goes to here. Those are just links to those emails, and it would. But like I said, the browser control is yeah, I had a sense of humor, I guess. Now let's see about this one. This should not. I don't know what this does. This is the newer than the old one. About to find out. Okay, it must be the old one because Outlook Express doesn't work because it's not there. Now I don't know what it does here. Nothing, because it's not there. Now this would go to my home page. It should be the same in both. Actually, yeah. I'm not going to do it because that went to my old .com or your home page. So there's no sense in doing that because it'll make the browser glitch out and have script errors, so I'm not going to do it. The same with this and this and this and this. These are all the same. They're the same on both browsers. I'm going to do it on the new one, so if I have to close it, I can. But yeah, they just go to, like, that's Microsoft, you know, and this is MSN. And then of course Excite, which it will not load correctly because the browser control is archaic and the page doesn't recognize it. And let's just go to search where it's safe before the script errors kick in. And this was just you know, your home page again that no longer exists. This would go to your home page, and this would go to my .com that I used to have a couple decades ago. No longer works. And this is to go forward and backward naturally. You could go back and then forward. See, that's all that is. And this would stop if you're loading a page and it was a bad site. Back in the day, things were a lot slower on dial-up modems, and you could stop it before you totally loaded a virus or something. You might get a partial bit of bad code, but anyway, it's a stop. It just stops is all it does. And other than that, there's a lot of differences here. And here are some of the differences in the stuff. I don't think it won't display both the stuff simultaneously. And this was just an old Wolf info thing. Now you can copy that and look at it all. It doesn't matter. I don't care. You can take a picture of that and this worthless ages ago and download the executable. It's been there forever. I'm sure people have. I just don't know about it. Yeah, I was originally going to give this away for nothing. Didn't ask any money for it. Wasn't charging anything. That's why I figured people that made these programs, like this is the new one, like this one for instance, I figured this X scanner. I figured, why would it hurt anything? Because it didn't work correctly. I had to recompile. I forget what it was, but something wouldn't work correctly. So I recompiled a couple things in it years ago. It's not even working now. Huh. Oh, it's because I didn't click the right thing. Huh. Well, yeah, I'm being affected right now. It's a really cool program he built. I put Wolf Human because I figured if I'm going to recompile it to make it operate correctly. But it doesn't matter. He made a really cool program, and I figured he had it out there on a VB page that he wouldn't mind if I included it for free because it was free anyway. But I don't, you know. He's a pretty cool dude. I don't know him personally. Never did. Meant him no harm. I just figured since I was working mainly on the browser interface itself, and one of the main things I did was I incorporated this way to save favorites. Like for instance, I'll show you on this one since this one only has, let me copy this. I'm going to copy this on the new browser and go to the old browser and just enter that here. Actually, I don't have to do that. Watch this. I believe I made this interface so I could do this. It should have a drag and drop capability. I thought. If you could drag the page itself, it will. No, I guess I'm going to have to copy it and paste it. It's got a drag and drop where if you open this in an HTML page, say if I save this page right now to HTML, which, okay, I could probably do that just to show you the drag and drop capability. This is going from memory from many, many years ago. I think it still has it though. Let's use the regular browser interface, or the shell interface for Windows itself, because I want to go to let's go to the desktop and go in here. Doesn't matter if the hackers see this because they've already been all through my system, so they know all this stuff, so it's not really hurting anything. The only thing it might hurt is somebody new wanting to hack me could see where all my stuff is, but you know, it doesn't matter. My life's already been destroyed. What's it gonna hurt? A little more destruction. A little more destruction! No, fuck it. So, oh, I know what to do. Save this somewhere. Is there a way to save it? I should have made a way to save this. Save as? Yes. And nothing's popping up. Oh, there we go. Save as? No, is it already in Wolf 4? It is. It's already there. So, I don't have to save it, which it would save it. All I have to do is close this, and what's this? Oh, no, come on now. What the hell? We used to have a drag and drop. I don't know why it's not working. I know what to do. Let's try it like this. Oh, I thought it was in here. Oh, that must be another. Where did I have that at? Oh my goodness. Such a dinger. Such a... Huh. Well, let's just do it the old-fashioned way. Yeah, let's just... I could hit enter. Let's hit go and see if it crashes it. Yep, crashed it. Well, that's odd. See, I'm finding out new things today, too. If I was recompiling this, I would take note of all these errors and differences, but I'm not recompiling it, so I care not at all. So, yeah, that's so annoying. It used to work when I could drag a... Yeah, I used to use my browser all the time for everything. I didn't need Microsoft stuff. I'd use... Well, it is Microsoft stuff, but I just used my browser for everything, and I didn't have to worry about it. But where the heck is that page at? The W... Is that on the desktop? Where is that file location at? Program files, Wolf4. That says it's in Wolf4. wddc. Well, I'm not seeing it. How come it's not showing up? Yeah, I can make this as long as I want. Nobody's gonna watch it anyway. One or two people, the criminals, and maybe one of my kids some eon sometime. I don't know. Wonder why it's unless you don't think I put it in here, did you? No, shouldn't have. No, there's Wolf4 setup. But no, that's not what I want. Yeah, you know where it's at. You know where it's at if you want to hack me and take it now. Should be here in Wolf4. Why is it not? Did I miss it? Did I just not see it? How come it's not showing up? It should be right here. I'm not seeing it. wddc. I'm not seeing it here. So that must not be the correct. See, program files, Wolf4. Yeah, that's what it's showing, but it's not showing it here. I'm not seeing it. Are you seeing it? No, I'm not seeing it. It should be in W. It should be like the last file. I don't see it. Strange. Well, it sure as hell loading it from somewhere. Huh. Well, that's crazy. I could do a search for it. I don't really want to. Let's just save the damn page and do it like I was going to do it a while ago. I'll save it there. See if it saves it correctly. It may not. It's like I made this decades ago, so it may not even work correctly. Oh, it's in VB98. That's why. I didn't show it. That's where it's at. Huh. That's well. Let's try to save it here. Let's see if it saves it correctly. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, my brain's not working good right now. I can feel a little bit of dumbness. It's not real strong yet, though. Let's go to let's save it here. Let's save it here and see if it shows up. Yeah, it should. Wait a minute. Why is it? What? I just looked and I didn't. No, this has got to be the one in Visual Basic Files. So something's not right here. Something's not working right. Well, I could just copy those. Why don't I? I could just do that. Yeah, I set these. I didn't have anything set up for notifications up till a couple of months ago, and I was hacked so bad nothing would load. I couldn't get anything to load, so I set a few notification things for my couple of my favorite sites. One of them's a guitar player, and NASA naturally, and a few others. And Elon Musk, I like him a lot. He's pretty cool. I really like that guy. He's really trying to help humanity. So I set a few, and then for a few others, you might see some pop up. I have nothing to hide because I just my life's been shattered. So who gives a fuck? Transparency, right? That's the new word. Like, oh, I remember when that. Does that resonate with you? I remember when that started coming out. I was like, what the fuck? Resonate you with a slap upside your dumb head. Anyway, that's the way they talk today. So hey, go with it, right? I'm not doing real good here. I'm starting to get a little foobarred in the head and starting slow. Feeling it. It's not too bad. A little bit though. A little bit. Let's save this up here somewhere. Easy. Let's go to the desktop. Let's save it in here. I'm just going to put Wolf4 stuff. Let's make another browser. Or another folder, I mean. There should be an option on here to make a folder. I'm not seeing it. Where's the freaking... right here. Look at that typing, one finger speed. Hell yeah, baby. You know it. One finger typing. Yeah. Let's save it there. So, let's go open that. Use the interface. I have another one too. I have this one I could use. This one's pretty cool. I like this interface. That's a good shell. This shell is interesting. I don't mess with computers anymore because since I'm hacked, see, it's really cool. I got it set up for these colors. I like these colors. They're awesome. Go to folders, view, system archive, documents, desktop. Go to desktop here. Oh, look at that. I can do it like this. But I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to do this. Is this one open to it? Which one did I leave this one on? It's in Wolf4. I'm just going to leave it there. Let's go to this one, the Windows interface, shell, folder. Let's see if this works like I said it would and like it should. Go here and do this. There's W. No, it's not doing it. I used to be able to drag and drop these right in there and it would be fine. I used to just drag stuff right over and it would work perfectly. Now it's not working. Why is a drag and drop not working? I don't get it. I don't know why it's not working. It used to work beautifully. I could drag a page right onto it and it would work no problem. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Don't get it at all. Let's try and enter there. No, I don't want to open it in this browser. See, I have stuff coming. I have notifications now. First time I've ever used notifications the last couple months. Never have, ever before. Never did, ever. Till like I got super hacked. Well, I've been hacked the whole time. I just wasn't aware of how bad I was being hacked. But I use them now, I sure do. So why is this not working? Huh. It's not working like it used to. I wonder why. Strange. I would think. See, it's not. It's opening in my default browser now, which this is not the default browser. Huh. I don't get it, man. Not. I want to open this. Strange. And it crashed it when I tried it like this a few minutes ago. It crashed it when I tried to open it like this. Let's try it again. try this. Let's see what this does. I could hit enter or go either one. Let's see if it crashes it here. Yep, runtime error. That's crazy. Huh. So it should open the folder right up. I don't know why it's not. It's confusing me. Of course, that wouldn't be hard to do at this point in time. Not at all difficult to do. Not at all. The drag and drop used to work fine. I used to be able to do this no problem. But not now. That doesn't make sense. Why is my drag and drop not working? I don't get it. Don't get it. I don't get it. Unless it's something to do with the way the Firefox updates have affected how stuff defaults. I don't know. Because it is my default browser. But the drag and drop used to work perfectly on this old browser I made. I don't know why it's not working now. Huh. Well, I'm getting stumped here and I don't like it. Let's go. Drag and drop's not working. I don't know. Can't reach this page. Well, that was better than a while ago. Maybe if a bunch of this stuff got cut out, I don't know. Probably not gonna work. Brain's not working all that great anyway, so this is probably a waste of time. I probably screwed something up. Trying to. Yeah, it's not gonna work. We're still gonna try it. Nope. Huh. Strange. Nope, it's not working. Why is it being blocked? I don't get it. That's better. Still not working. Huh. Let's do that again. And instead of having that, let's do this. Get rid of all that crap. Get rid of that. And just try that. Nope, defaulted back to the other. Well, I don't get it. I don't know why it's not working. It doesn't make any damn sense. It should go right to it, and it's not. I could click that. That works. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, it works. Of course it works. Am I going to do it? No, I'm not. And this is the original one. This is how I made it originally. This is from 97 to 2003. Maybe. Huh. You could make a shortcut to the browser. This is in the old days. I see no sense in doing it now. There's a few things not working. Now that doesn't make sense. Why is that not working? I think something else is going on here. Yep, I think something else is going on because that should work, no problem. Why is it not working? See, it's working on this one. Huh. You know what? I have a cheat for this. I have a total cheat. I sure do. Watch this. Search. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's see if this works. There's another way to work around it, so I'll figure it out. So, thinking, yeah, I'm being foobar. It's hard to think when your brain's being inundated with gases that make you stupid, which is what's happening right now. I mentioned that a few minutes ago. I wasn't kidding. I don't see the W. There it is. So it's there now. Good. I saved these when I made these to save these DIN sites. I made them to save in a text file, and I'll show you how and where right now. Maybe. Maybe I will. Thanks. I am hooked up to the internet, so they could be actively hacking me right now. Since that's not there. Click didn't work the first time. Where would that be? It would be here. Be down here. This is going from memory from a long time ago, so I'm hoping it's still in the same spot that I think it might be. I don't know. Thought it would be here. Ah. Yes. Oh, wait a minute. I don't have those on the new ones, do I? No, I don't think so, because those won't work on the old ones. But I'm just gonna have to go to DIN sites, copy these, copy this. Oh, I hate this. I need more options. And go to this page. I was so used to using my own browser. I never used Windows interface for much. I always used my own browser, so that's why it throws me off. I was used to using my own browser, the way I built it to go to places and not rely so much on this. So let's just turn this off and now you see here it only has the one. That's how I used to save them. So let's go up and see if I can paste it in here using the yeah, replace it. So do it. Now let's see if it's in there. Okay, so those should be showing up now in this older interface. Of course, it won't do it. Wait, let's try it here. I don't think it'll work there. Nope. It still goes to that, but you can do it like this. You should be able to show the DIN sites. Why is it not working there? That's my DIN sites, though. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. I thought I had the DIN sites. There. Now. What? It should be showing the new ones now. Oh, I know why. Let's try this again. Maybe it, don't know why it wouldn't. It should. Because I just replaced those DIN sites with these. So it should totally show them. Very annoying script errors. Yeah, that's what I thought. I just had to, it didn't refresh itself. So now, links, pop-up ads. It's not showing it. Why is it not showing it? It did add a few of them, but it didn't add that, huh. I don't know why. I don't have time to figure it out. So annoying. Yeah, this is my old site. Yeah, so I made the colorful site. I put a lot of work into this decades ago. But, and then you could save a page if you go, like say this isn't in the favorites here, which I don't know why the others didn't show up. I just copied them all over. It should have, but it didn't save it. So I don't know why. I don't have time to figure it out. I care a little bit, but not enough to, no, because I'm not going to recompile it because it doesn't work correctly on this system. So I'm going to play guitar today. What I'm going to do is play guitar. And that's what I should be doing every day. Depends on how stupid they make me. If they make me too stupid, I'll just play blues. If I get too stupid, I'll just do one note. Mindlessly go over a note or two. Repetitively, constantly, forever. Anyway, this isn't everything. I mean, there's a lot more to this browser. Yeah, I got a lot of options. This is the original, right? Yeah. System tray name, right-click options, select your home page. I did all this. I wonder if it, yeah, I see it all still works. All this stuff still works. I don't know why this didn't bring that. It should have saved it. I saved the folder and put it in here. It gave us some of the others, but it didn't save that link, and I don't know why. Don't understand it. Don't get it. I don't care. I'm not building it anymore. It's dead. And like I said, even if I did, the browser control is too outdated. Most sites still. Oh, I wanted to show you how the Netscape and how it makes the wolves howl. How come it's not did that a while ago? Why is it not doing it now? I don't know. It should. They should howl when it comes on. Why has it got two coming up now? It's not loading my. I know what to do. Let's try this. Huh. This one. There. See? That's the one I wanted to show you earlier. It doesn't work in the modern browsers, but I had it made for Internet Explorer at that time and Netscape at that time. Netscape, which no longer exists now. Such an annoying thing with the pop-ups, with these script errors. That's the only reason I really wanted to recompile it. I even made one for frames too. This is why the select page, you go to frames. You can have frames or no frames. See, but now you go to this page in modern browsers, and you won't hear any wolves howling. They just won't work. I put a lot of work into this years ago, and I tried to give it away to people for free. I uploaded this to Tucows twice, and they said that wouldn't work. So I redid it, and I put it on other people's computers that I helped with their computers. And I didn't charge them anything. I would just say, you got to use my browser, and that's the only thing I'll charge you. Just take my browser and check it out. And I didn't charge people nothing. I think maybe once or twice I may have. But for the most part, no. I just give it away. And, yeah, they don't do... Pages are a lot different now. They have cascading sheet styles and a lot of scripts in the pages and a lot of different ways to do stuff. And HTML and crap and... I don't know. I'm not on it anymore like I used to be. I used to be able to make a website and make sure it would register in the top 10 or 20 search engines all across the world. And there's a lot of different search engines. I mean, there's not just Google. Google's one of the main ones today, but there's a lot of different ones to utilize. I don't know, I think I'm done. But anyway, if you load this, I think I'm done here. The chat was pretty cool too, but I don't want to go show it. And I was going to narrow this down. I was going to make just one and take the code that I liked. Oh, I remember how bad I wanted that MSDN library. I wanted that thing so bad, and I finally got it. And everything I tried with that, I did it verbatim. Everything was spaced correctly. Because I have to be painstakingly careful since I only use 2 fingers to type and I'm dyslexic. I have to be very careful with what I do. I'm very slow. That's what I mean by painstaking. And stuff wouldn't work. I had to hack it. What I mean by hack it, not really hacking, but just try space it differently, word it differently, try different calls, try part of another call, mix it with it, change it until I got to work. It was a pain in the ass to get this browser to work correctly. I mean, it just didn't, boom, it just didn't fucking happen, you know? And I wanted to spend most of my time on the browser interface itself, which I did, and not so much the media players and the other stuff and the diagnostics. I mean, I did build the Wolf port scanner myself that goes to 65,530 Windows ports on a Windows-based system back at that time. Does this stuff even still work? System information is unavailable at this time. Well, how about this one? Does it work on this one? And why did two of these pop up all ago? I don't know. See, I've got you got DirectX too. Like if you want to see your DirectX, you just click on DirectX. Watch, it just still work in both browsers. Yeah, there's your DirectX. You ever heard of that? If you're a gamer, then you got to anything you wanted in my browser. You could go to anything in my browser, anything in a Windows-based system back then, and even still today, a lot of it still works, even though the browser control is outdated. Because a lot of the calls are still the same, obviously. So what has really changed? Some of the architecture. I suppose some of the, like I said, to make it alive, that would keep you alive. What that was for was on a dial-up connection. No, I did not make that. That was made by somebody else. I just incorporated that into the executable itself. It was a free program, freeware, and that way, if you would start losing connection or your connection was weak or you would get kicked offline a lot, this would keep pinging. You could set it up to ping MSN or anybody you wanted to. You could have it ping your friend's little .com or whatever. Doesn't matter, anybody. You could have it ping Yahoo. Back at that time, it was Lycos and different Zoom, stuff like that. You could have it ping anybody. It wouldn't hurt anything. Just a couple little pings just to keep your connection alive. That's all it was. That's why it's called Alive. That's all it was for. Then, of course, a lot of free stuff. I had a lot of free stuff to go to. If I go to one of these in this browser, it's probably gonna, yeah, it all works. Go back quick before you get a script error. Yeah. Damn script errors. And of course, there's options. You can select your home button. It doesn't show you that save as. You've seen that in operation. You could change your Internet Explorer name. Does that even still work? Hell, I don't know. Let's click it. Oh, of course it does. Yeah, I did that. See, that's me. All me. Yeah, that was part of the. There's the wolf head. See the wolf, little wolf cursor. Yeah, pretty cool, right? I did that for Claw. Claw was a black British Columbian liberal. Anyway, gone. I'm not going to show you the IP. Of course, it still works. It probably doesn't show correctly, though, since this is not dial-up like it used to be. Website analyzer, Xenius, what? McAfee. Even today, decades later, thinks it's a virus, and it's not. It could be. Maybe it is. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe it is a virus. This is just stuff I never really used. I never really used Hyperterminal or PuTTY or any of those. VRC. That's a good way for somebody to hack you. But I just thought other people liked them, so I incorporated them into my browser executable so that people could utilize them. And a couple calculators in advanced and just a regular calculator. Is that the Windows calculator? I don't know if I did that call to that. Ah, there it is. That's a cool little calculator. What is that? 5. What's that? Is that the times 5 equals? Isn't it work? It's not. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Do it clear. Oh, I can see it better like this. Do it clear. It depends on what the symbol is. Yeah, that's correct. It works. Then, of course, the advanced one. Yeah. No, I did not build these. No, I did not. I just put them in there free. I just incorporated them. Many others. Like I said, my main focal point was the browser interface itself and how it operated. I did make the DIN sites. The DIN sites are original. I made these DIN sites to operate like this as text files because back then text I thought would be the quicker, more efficient way to save a text file rather than HTML because back then size did matter and they didn't have the 2 and 3 gig hard drives they have today, and the CPUs were a lot weaker, and the internet connection was a lot weaker, and everything was smaller and less powerful. So yeah, I put them in text files, which now that is redundant and does not matter. Let's see what else. Calculators. Got the advanced too. The advanced one was pretty cool. I liked it. I could change something like the colors, but now as far as the algorithms go, I don't know anything about that. I went to college to try to get a degree so I could promote my browser and stuff and do stuff. Well, not promote it, but actually do stuff. I was thinking about promoting my band when I got my SAC license in communications before I got married. I wanted to get into a small market radio station and promote my band I didn't have yet. That was my big plan. But then I got married and divorced with children, stranded in Indiana for a couple decades paying child support. So yeah, that's in the past. All in the past. Glad those kids are alive and happy. That's why I'm making this stupid video mainly, in case one of those kids ever want to see this crap. They may or may not, don't know. They're full-grown kids now. None of my business what they do. I got shit out of that part of my life, so things they don't know, and I probably won't ever tell them. But that's in the past as well. Let's see, go back to the page setup, properties. What's that even do? I don't remember. Oh, you can print, if you want to print a page, I bet that still works. It's still the same basic call. Yeah, it's still the same basic call. Look at that. See that? That still works. All this stuff worked. I had this stuff all working decades ago. My browser was more powerful than any browser out there, bar none. It was. Secret, this is new stuff I added. Ubuntu, Windows 10. This is the new stuff on the new compile. The old stuff for the old compile is here, and it didn't have all that stuff. As you can see, the old one, all I had was Netscape Smart Update and Windows Update. Those probably don't even work anymore. Screenshots, that was not my program. I just did that so you could have screenshots. You can do it now, though. You can just do like the Windows key. What I do is I just hit the Windows key and print screen. It does it. It's built into the Windows system now, so that's a lot easier to do a screenshot. Of course, you'll have to jack with it and resize it and change it in another program if you want to. But Xenia is pretty cool. It's not a virus. I think that's it. There's a lot more probably. I'm not going to go into it. Yeah, I built those den sites. I made them like that. What's this? This is in the original. I don't have it anymore, the new one. Oh, tutorial and favorites. What's the tutorial? I had that so long ago. I don't. Oh, left click, yeah, and hold the button down. It used to work. Yeah, it doesn't work anymore. I wonder why. I don't know. That's what I meant a while ago. It should have, the drag. Oh, maybe because I let it go. No, I was holding it when I drug it over. It just had the circle with the slash, the red slash in it, which is like a no-go symbol. Didn't work though. No, didn't work. That's what I had Wolf 3. I built that with Wolf 3. See right there, it says it Wolf 3. Yeah. Huh. Doesn't work now. Interesting. Wonder if this still works. Oh, here's a registry editor. But that still works. I bet that call's still the same. Oh yeah, look at that. Want to get into your registry? Anything you wanted to get to, I could do it from my browser. That's why I didn't have to memorize all the different crap in Windows. That's why I never would have passed a Microsoft certification test, because I learned to do stuff with my browser I built. I didn't need to learn how their stuff worked or where it was at, because I had my own browser to do stuff with. I didn't need Windows calls and functions. I didn't have to go to their different ways of doing stuff. I had my own way of doing stuff. And if you want to save a page, like say you want to save this, this one's not in here, right? This Angel Fire pop-up ads, that's not even in there. This frames, click, no go, I don't know. Links, doesn't have that one. Let's save it and see if it adds it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know why I didn't save the other one, but let's save this one in this old interface and see if it works. Yep, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. No, that's links. Maybe it didn't save it. Let's click it again. Click it again. Oh, there it is. Now it's working. Select. Okay. There, see? It worked. Now, where is it? There, right there. Select. That's how you save a page. Now, say if you want to go with this one, Hotmail. They don't have Hotmail anymore, right? Probably going to give me script errors. And click go. Yep, it's not there. So let's go back to, this is how my favorites used to work on my DIN sites. Go back to the select page we just saved. Click go. And there you are. See? Now, if you go to this in another browser, like say this, like one of the new interfaces, it will not work. It won't work. This is going to be huge. Yeah, I like DARPA. I sure do. Maybe somebody will get rid of these human sex traffickers I'm trapped here by. This is something that should not be happening in America at all, period. Anywhere, really, for that matter, but especially not in America. So, what was I going to do? Oh, yeah. Here we are. Well, let's go to it here. Let's go to the select page. See, we just loaded this. You can refresh it. No sound, nothing. Refresh it. No wolves. These new browsers. I've tried the other browsers too. I've tried Brave. I think Brave, it may have worked. I don't remember. But I've tried some of the other browsers, some of the mainstream browsers, the Internet Explorer browsers, Edge and stuff, and they don't work. They don't play the sound. So everything's changed on how they interpret, I guess, WAV files and sound files of different kinds. They don't work. So I bet you if I go to the select page, it won't work either. Yeah, see, it's not working. It's there. The sound file is there, made for both Netscape and Internet Explorer, the older versions back at that time. Neither one of them work. And why would you want to go to, here's no frames. You go to no frames. This is the new browser, see that? Go to the wormhole, you can enter right there. And this is what frames does. Watch this. I don't know why that's not loading. It used to be a little image there. This is frames. This is what I meant by frames. This is my old browser. See? Don't go there. That's all outdated. That's no good. I should just freaking delete that. But I haven't been in this page for eons, decades, so I just use it for a start page. And that's it. Anyway, I think I'm done here. That's pretty much it. I'm going to close all these. I don't know why they did a double interface pop-up a while ago. Remember, it popped this one up as well as it popped this one up here at the same time. So I don't know why it did two browser interfaces simultaneously, but it's decades old, so it's hard telling. Not too worried about it. Anyway, that's the Wolf4 browser. Trapped here by human sex traffickers. Yep, that's it. I'm just gonna close them out. That's how it works. That's how you save a page. Hotmail no longer works. .com's no longer there. MSN, that would probably work too. Let's go to the, well, as soon as we get rid of the script errors, go to the Facebook page that doesn't work. There. Did it again. So, that is wild. Let's see if that still works though. Let's save it. Let's make sure it's not there. Of course it's not there. Oh! Strange how it's only got that. Like, where else you gonna save it at? Oh, because I don't have it open. I don't have DIN. You genius. Yeah, they're getting dumbed down. Open the DIN sites. Open! No. I don't know why the WCCD page isn't showing up. Don't have time to figure it out. I'm gonna turn this off and forget all about it. I've been hacked. My recompile didn't work a couple years ago here with that new Visual Basic disk I got. Doesn't matter, it's outdated. The browser control is outdated, and I don't want to do any more coding with two damn fingers. I'm not doing it. Just not doing it, since nobody uses that Visual Basic 6 anymore anyway. Just what's the sense? There is no sense. It's redundant. It's archaic. It's gone. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to save this and then to show you how it deletes. So let's save it. There's the name. Now you got to watch, because if you saved it back then, the way this is made, you can't have dots or dashes. You have to get rid of all dots and dashes. So you just do this and it should be fine now. Yeah. Because if you did it without that, it would cause a script error, then it would crash the browser. So there it is. So let's go here. See how that I love that. That's the way it should work today, but it doesn't. See, they go future in time, and they lose some capabilities. Things are always not the best in newer stuff. It's supposed to be, but not always. If it was better than the old stuff, then why doesn't it still be backwards compatible to the old sound files and stuff? So, what I'm going to do is select this. Watch. It's selected. And then just delete it. There. Oh, I thought it would delete it. Let's try it like this. There. There, that's how you delete them. It's gone. I'm done with the browser. I'm done with it all. I really used to enjoy this, and that's why I never learned to do things in the Microsoft way, because I didn't need to. I had everything I needed right here at my fingertips. I didn't need to learn how their interface was in Windows, because I had everything I needed right here in my browser I built decades ago. It started between 1997 and 2000, and I recompiled that version in 2003 when I updated it for ME, which didn't last very long, and XP. I built it originally started in Windows 95, and then Windows 98, then Windows 98 Second Edition, and then ME came around, and after that was XP, and then I recompiled it when I lived in that garage. Done. Video out. I like Skyrim. Goodbye.